Mechanics at Canada's second largest airline are headed back to work, but thousands of passengers are still picking up the pieces from a 4-day strike over the Canada Day weekend. The union representing 680 mechanics and WestJet announcing a tentative labor agreement today. Jason Gaidola joining us live tonight from Hamilton's John C. Munro International Airport with more on this story. Hey, Jason.
Good evening, Matt. The union says that the mechanics have already gone back to work, but WestJet says that don't expect flights to be fully up and running just yet. So far here in Hamilton, flights between Hamilton and Calgary, WestJet flights between Hamilton and Calgary remain canceled for today and tomorrow, which just adds to the tally. WestJet's tally of more than 1,000 flights already axed from their schedule over the last 5 days.
All the other flights around were jacked up to about 2,500 US. Cheaper flights were about 1,000, but you're looking at a 20-hour travel time. So we ended up just opting for Wednesday because it was the cheapest flight out.
After trying her hand with the best players at the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas, Abby Peeler's return flight home with WestJet folded because of a worker strike at the airline.
We couldn't get a hold of anybody. Nobody knew what to do or where to go. And it was just trying to figure out and navigate this all on our own. So, and out of pocket.
The Brantford resident says she'll have to dole out hundreds of more dollars until her alternate flight, which includes a 9-hour layover in Los Angeles. WestJet issued a statement today saying, in part, "We fully recognize the continued impact on our guests and sincerely appreciate their patience and understanding. And across our airline, our teams are working around the clock to safely bring the 130 aircraft parked across Canada back to the skies as efficiently as possible." As of today, WestJet says more than 1,000 flights have been canceled since last Thursday, after the airline's mechanics walked off the job Friday, despite a directive for binding arbitration from the federal labor minister. Today, the union representing 680 members and WestJet reached a tentative deal and directed the mechanics back to work.
I know that there's definitely an aggressive plan to get back up and operating, and they're back at work today, and it's kind of like an all-hands-on-deck scenario.
Ian Evershed with the Aircraft Mechanics Fraternal Association says the negotiations brought to light the importance of the workers in charge of daily inspections and repairs.
We were about 6 or 7% apart, and we kind of met somewhere in the middle, so this gives about a 15.5% immediate increase to the employees. And then we also looked at things around how our overtime is calculated and some of our premiums.
WestJet says it now faces challenges in reducing disruptions. That includes its parked planes at 13 Canadian airports, 8 of which do not have crew bases, which means crews need to be transported to the aircraft for retrieval. Meanwhile, Glenn Howie, who spoke with CHCH News regarding WestJet's schedule changes last month, says his pipe ban remains in Halifax with uncertainty.
So I am booked to fly on WestJet, leaving Halifax at 1 o'clock Atlantic time here tomorrow. Yeah. Confidence as to whether that flight is going to actually take off is somewhat low.
Now, WestJet didn't give a precise day or time on when their flights will be fully operational, but here in Hamilton, it looks like flights are scheduled to remain on its schedule as far as Wednesday. Now, as for the labor agreement between the union and the airline, the union says that they are going to go through a ratification vote in the coming days. Back to you.